Nothing But the Words, episode number 129, The Successful Author's Secret Weapon. Hey there, and welcome to Nothing But the Words. I'm your book coach, Candace L. Davis. I hope your week and your writing are both going exceptionally well. Up and down over here as I get over a virus. But in this episode, I want to talk with you about how the successful author's secret weapon can help you finish writing your book. And it is kind of a secret weapon, but you already know what it is. You might just be resisting it. It's the first week of July as I record this. And while a lot of people are partying this week, right? They're focused on vacation with their family and holiday celebrations with their friends. Many of us are putting parties on hold and focusing on the fact that this is the midpoint of the year. We're looking at the fact that half of 2023 is behind us. Now, you might feel like this year has absolutely flown by, or maybe for you, it seems to have dragged on. Either way, half of 2023 is already in the books. It's done. There is no going back for a do-over on the first half of 2023. That means you only have half a year left to achieve your 2023 goals. Or better put, you still have an entire 6 months left to do what you said you would do this year. It is not too late. If you've been in personal development space for a while, you probably set some goals every year. You set goals at the top of this year, not New Year's resolutions, Lord forbid, but set some goals. And you likely stop periodically to assess them and to see where you are. Well, last weekend, that's what I did. I assessed my 3 main goals for the year. And I wish I could say that I'm right on track, spot on for all of them, but it's not that clear cut. For goal number 1, I am on track, and I have no doubt that I will hit the number that I'm aiming for. For goal number 2, however, I am playing catch up. I might not even hit this goal, but I'm going to behave for the rest of the year as if it's still very much in reach, and I will continue to go after it. Now, for my third goal, I am making a hard pivot right now. I'm not changing the goal itself, but I'm revamping the plan for how I will get there. I can't say that I'm thrilled about the pivot, frankly, but it's what I need to do right now. But this episode is not about me and my goals. It's about you and your writing goals. Now, December is always a busy month for people who work in publishing in any way. People come out of the woodwork. Most of them panicked because they said they would write a book that year, but it's almost Christmas and they're way behind. Maybe they haven't even started. January, equally busy with people who are determined that this will be the year that they write their book. But this time of year, the middle of summer tends to be fairly quiet in publishing. This, my friends, is actually a problem. If you set out to write your book this year and you have not made much progress, or maybe you haven't made any progress at all, I want you to know you still have plenty of time if you start now. Depending on the kind of book you're writing, you actually have enough time to start writing today and have a completed manuscript by December 31st, even if you haven't written a single word yet. No matter where you are in the process of writing your book, starting now and taking consistent action, lots of small bites or fewer, longer, more intensive writing sessions, either one will get you there. Keep in mind that any action you take will get you closer to finished than avoidance or procrastination will. Now, this is where the successful author's secret weapon comes in. I need you to hang in with me because what I'm going to tell you can change your writing life for the better. Most of us know we need a plan for any significant project. When you relocate from one city to another, you have a plan. When you launch a business, you might not have that traditional formal business plan, but you have a plan for what you want to sell and how you'll make money. When you decide to host Christmas dinner at your house or throw a birthday party for your best friend, you have a plan. So why do so many of us think we can take on a complex, in-depth project like writing a book without a plan? I say we because for years I was that person. I was that creative writer who didn't want to outline my books. In fact, in the literary community where I studied for years, outlines were frowned upon. They were frowned upon. They were seen as a limitation on your creativity, a limitation on the characters in your book. The truth is, most of my mentors wrote compelling, award-winning, gorgeous novels without outlining them. And the truth is also that it took them 7 to 10 years to write each book. 7 to 10 years. Think about that. Do you really want to dedicate a decade of your life to writing one book? You might. And if that's the case, there's nothing wrong with that. But do you want to spend 10 years waiting for your book to come out? Do you want to keep your readers waiting for a decade? There is nothing wrong with taking a leisurely, explorational path to writing a book if that is what serves you best and fits your goals. But most of the people I know, most of the people I talk to, and certainly most of my clients, especially those who are writing personal development books, professional development books, subject matter explorations, and even memoirs, want to have their books out to readers sooner rather than later. A well-crafted, comprehensive outline is the successful author's secret weapon to finishing your book faster. Your outline is nothing to be afraid of. Your outline is just a blueprint of your vision for your book. Think about how important that really is. When you take the time to create a comprehensive outline for your book, you codify your vision. A solid outline is the perfect antidote to writer's block because you never have to wonder what you're writing next. Every time you sit down to write, you can simply select from your outline, like choosing from a menu, what section you want to write next, what story you want to tell, what concept you want to explain next. An outline is your best tool for making sure you include everything you need to include in your book to keep your promise to your readers and really write a compelling, world-class book. A solid outline will also help you make the tough decisions about what to leave out of your book. It is so easy to go down rabbit holes with your writing when you don't have a clear plan. And that typically means a lot of cutting and revising once you have a final manuscript. That's not a wrong way to write a book. It's just a much more time-consuming way to write your book. Now, there are lots of other advantages to outlining your book, which I'll cover in a later episode. But for now, I want you to know outlining your book does not have to cut off your creativity. In fact, it should open up your creativity for you. Your outline is also not written in stone, and you can update it as you go. If you have a brilliant idea and it requires you to change your outline, by all means, change your outline. Crafting a compelling outline does not have to be the burdensome, boring process many of us went through in high school or university. I actually hated it intensely, but it was part of the process we were forced to do. I found every way around outlining when I was in high school and college. But there are some simple tools you can use to make it really a fun and enjoyable process. If you would like a proven process to follow to craft a clear plan to bring your vision for your book into reality, I would love to have you join me for a live workshop. In just a few weeks, I'm hosting The Successful Author's Secret Weapon. You can find out more about it at CandiceLDavis.com/secret weapon. The link is in your episode description, on your podcast player, and also in your show notes. And I would love to see you there. There's an early bird rate in effect through Friday, July the 7th. That is all for this week's episode, my friends. I hope you outline your book, give your book the gift of that amount of time and consideration and thoughtfulness before you start writing it, or even if you're already in the middle, you can pause there and do a comprehensive outline for your book to make sure it's as strong as it can possibly be. That's all for this week's episode. Thanks for listening to Nothing But the Words. I'm your book coach, Candice L. Davis, and I'll see you next time.